Up next, the Packers visit Soldier Field, looking for their 20th win in their last 23 against the Bears. It's Chicago and Green Bay in an NFC North clash, and it's coming up next.
They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerge from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Green Bay Packers. Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Now we get a look at Aaron Rodgers as he gets set to lead this Green Bay Packer offense. Rodgers now in his 17th season in the league, and of course, coming off the MVP trophy.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on it. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 18 more yards there and another first down.
And another nice catch there for a first down by Davante Adams. That's something we're quite familiar with. Last year, the NFL leader in touchdown catches with 18, tied for 2nd in receptions, 5th in receiving yards. Add it all up, arguably the top receiver in the NFL.
Rodgers now on first down. That's complete right side to Lazard. And down inside the 15 he goes. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
A first down catch for Allen Lazard has turned out to be a personal favorite of quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He's carved out a nice role in this Packers receiver rotation.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things. And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll go with Jones. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on fourth down. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Jones. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is third and goal. Here's Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And Crosby puts it through, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Jakeem Grant now to return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. For the first time, here comes the Chicago Bear offense, led out by the veteran in his first season in Chicago, but 11th overall, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Dalton, first and 10. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. And this ball game clearly the game of the year so far. It's not very often that you find 2 unbeaten teams playing each other this late in the season, but that's what we have here. 2 heavyweights in the NFL.
You're right about that, and you think about recent memories, so let's take a little ginkgo right now and go down memory lane, right? 2007, 7-0 Colts, 8-0 Patriots. The Pats won 24-20. They ended up going 16-0 in the regular season before they lost in the Super Bowl against the Giants. How about 2015? 6-0 Broncos, 6-0 Packers. Denver won 29-10. And in 2020, Steelers and Titans were both 5-0. Pittsburgh won that one.
So this game of ours, Charles, the talk of the NFL world all week, two unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while, but two teams like this, and I remember in preseason, you looked at schedules and said, I think these two are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there, just like last play.
First down, Packers.
Let's go,
3-0 after one on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers again now. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Now a draw play. This is Jones. The nice footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D. The kick by Crosby is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They are still in search of their first points of the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a 1st down. So Dalton now. Got him in. It's Brashad Perriman. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady game.
On 1st and 10. Here's Andy Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. The big fella. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown.
They can't stop it.
And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And he's got it to make it now 13-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
Here we go.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Throwing, Dalton. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now it's Rodgers.
Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. To throw is Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a play fake. Rodgers.
This one swung out here to Jones.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. And again, it's Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And it's a Packers touchdown.
Aaron Jones
with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers add on to their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Crosby with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Getting ready to go again, here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. I think this crowd not really sure what to make of things. You know, their guys have not looked very good. Their leader here at the top, he hasn't looked that great either.
And most of the time you hear guys talk about how they don't let the crowd affect them or they block it off. Well, that's not really fully true, because a lot of the times you ride the wave of emotion with the crowd when it's positive for you. In this case, they've got to find a way to shake it off and at least get something done to maybe put the crowd back on their side.
Absolutely, give these guys something to cheer about.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
And a tackle there by Chris Barnes. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He finds Robinson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield here, Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Rashawn Gary gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. And it's Washington out to an early lead. Now we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Here's Aaron Jones and the offense trotting back out. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. Andy Dalton and the Chicago offense set to go to work once again. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreat.
And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your player an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick.
On the return, it's Rodgers.
Let's go! Let's go!
Number 12 back out there. Aaron and his Packer teammates set to begin their drive. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. 33 yards that time.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips in that secondary, and I suspect a lot of mumbling under their breath as well, because this defense has had no answer for the passing game here in the first half.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. And on now to a check on the next-gen stats in that first half for the Packers. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Dalton here from the gun. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Dean Lowry in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Andy Dalton. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, Mooney, what a catch. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Montgomery. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. This is caught inside the 15. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. And you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Passing, it's Dalton. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And Dalton to throw.
A throw left side taken in by Kmet.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Dalton now to pass.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A 22-yard attempt.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Able to push his way through. A 46-yard punt, 40-yard return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
On second down, Montgomery. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
A first down throw coming for Dalton.
He'll get that complete to his tight end Komet.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. A give. This is Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On the draw, this is Cohen. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
That's it, baby.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. They'll go again to Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, that was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and forever. Running right through it. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
On now is the Packers punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Dalton. This is caught by Robinson. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. 7 yards, the pickup there. From just shy of midfield, Dalton. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. First and 10 for Dalton.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton, and he fires one incomplete. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Dalton. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to go up top again. And this one is incomplete. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
So here are the Packers now to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Again, it's Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Get 300. Get 300. 30, 26.
On first down, it's Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Green Bay, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half.
And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington.
Meanwhile, for Chicago, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.